Hello, welcome back to Sports of the Day. It is the second half of our game between Los Angeles and Washington. The former Giants of New York are now the life of Los Angeles. And I'm about midway through these 5 topics. And the third topic was very broad because it is one word, one noun, that has many different definitions, but it is baseball. Is topic 3. One day if I ever edit these, I'll put like, oh, see, that was a good open field tackle. It was just kind of grazing him there. I'm going to go ahead and get out of the 3-4 because I've kind of figured that out, apparently. Jeff George has come to life here in the second quarter. Now entering the third, I am trying to regain the lead here. Baseball certainly did start, and boy, did am I a little more interested in it this year than I was last year. And last year was really the first year I actually got really interested in baseball before the season started. Typically it takes me until the playoffs to actually start paying attention, but for whatever reason, March of 2014, I guess it was because I was, at that time, 18, starting college, kind of ready to make my own decision about things. I realized, and also that year I had finally met other people who, I talked about this a little bit last week, but I had finally met people who fucking gave a shit about baseball. Because so many of my people, my friends were like, it's boring, I don't walk, and it's 4 hours long. None of that is true. In some cases it has been 4 hours long, I will absolutely agree with that, but the 1 4-hour long game I watched last year, like intently, from the first inning to, I believe it became the 13th or 14th last year, was that AL wild card game, which was crazy as shit and amazing, and was the best baseball game I ever actually watched, right up until Game 7 of the World Series, which was also a pretty damn good game. I'll start with the beginning of last season. I walked into the... Oh! There we go. I walked into I believe it's a rally house now. It may still be called Kansas Sampler. Little area humor for you guys. There is one chain called either Rally House or Kansas Sampler in the Kansas area. It depends, honestly, where you go. But I don't know why they dedicate a whole store to Kansas. But anyway, I bought a Kansas City Royals t-shirt in March of 2014. It was the first one I had bought since they gave me a free one at a game in 2008. It was T-Shirt Tuesday. And I wore that to the first Kansas City Royals game I attended since 2008. And that was in May of 2014. And in May, I don't know, well, that game actually I do know exactly why it was. That night was the Zubaz, sponsored. Zubaz, the pajama pant, workout pant company. They had a sponsorship night at Kauffman Stadium, and it was very an interesting game against the Baltimore Orioles. Did I gain any yards there? No, I lost 1. That's right, I forgot I'm Chip Kelly here, apparently. Nope. And we're just, okay, hey, whatever. We're going to Tumor, we're going deep, baby. They dropped the bomb. Throw it into double coverage. I thought I should have got a Tumor, shit. I was like, well, that's stupid, I'm not going to do that, in the back of my mind, and then I ended up throwing to double coverage, and that is, I believe, the same play. No, it is a slightly different play, because Jurevicius is going long, so we got the good athlete going long for the big pass on 3rd and 11. Tumor is just going to continue going straight, apparently, even though he was supposed to break over the middle. He sure did not do that, though. And I'm going to go ahead and try a field goal. Granted, my kicker is terrible. Holmes over here. I'm not really going to call a punt. Call a timeout and then punt, because oh shit, that's not even going to make it to the end zone. Okay. Hey, we are worse off than I could ever have imagined. Shit. So Washington's probably going to kind of come back with a seal here. And the issue is that every possession really, really counts. Especially it being a 5-minute game and my offense can't do shit. my defense can do something. The fact that other teams are, getting the ball moving, their quarterback, who is not good, is getting into it, is a terrible, terrible problem. I should be using Michael Strahan more than I am. I forget he's on this team. And, we'll just run right back to but the back there. Whatever. Fine. I would have got to Jeff George. I think I don't have any sacks with Strahan this year. Anyway, baseball happened. Went to 2 games last year over the course of the regular season. One in May, in which they lost to the one team, the Orioles, the team they beat in some other series. I think it was the playoffs. That was a joke. Orioles fans. You don't care. Orioles fans, I don't think those exist. That was another dig. Whatever. Fuck that. Baseball is happening, and I'm excited. I actually am excited this year to form a real sentence with my mouth. Okay, that goes in the end zone. And why? Because I've kind of started to actually watch, first of all, the whole league, and then second of all, there's finally like a decent team. The team that I've always followed is finally not bad. And it's a coincidence, but I wouldn't feel ashamed of it anyway, because you gotta realize just how, oh shit, I called timeout, that was weird. You have to realize just how bad the Royals were for my entire life, and about 5 years before my entire life, to really get what happened last year. Because, I mean, oh, what the fuck, Jeff? It's not even your name. I am mistaking myself. I forgot to press the button to toggle it. Oh my god. Wow. It has been a long time. This is embarrassing. The second half. Oh, god damn. Joe Jurevicius is always the guy running deep. The guy who can't. The guy who just doesn't fucking run. And whatever. I'm throwing my controller on the floor in anger because I'm like a 7-year-old apparently. Oh, it's third. Oh, good. It's third down. It's not 4th down as I thought, so I get another shot. I'm making this 29-yard play, and I can just throw it to good old Joe, who's not on the field today. So I'll just get sacked in the end zone, whatever. Hey, okay. There we go. Life is kind of cool sometimes. And sometimes you just gotta try the same play again. It won't work, but hey, you can try, can't you? Yeah. We can all get behind that. We can. Oh wow, he definitely beat his man. And all right, are we up for a 3-fer? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, fellows, countrymen, here on Sports Today. It doesn't matter. We're not going to get snapped in time. Oh hell yeah, we are. That's going to be an interception. Anyway, no, it's not. Alright, hey, 10-7, could be worse, could be losing, whatever, 17-7. I have to make legitimate comeback attempts instead of kind of just running the same stupid offense that has been working today, which has been just throw it, just throw it. That's the offense I've chosen. Bullet over the middle doesn't count. There's a lot of contact and it feels incidental. Just in this game, in general, passing in this game is a lot more difficult because it feels like there's stuff that would be called interference in later games that just isn't called here because they don't have, the AI just isn't that smart here. Camilla might get open, but I don't trust him to catch it. Jurevicius, I don't trust him to do anything, so we're going to Camilla. And wow, that was almost intercepted. Yeah, shimmy for me, good. Yeah, so I will probably attend a couple more baseball games. Of course, it'll be more expensive this year than last because everybody wants to go to baseball games now, which winning tends to do. Damn it! Now. Okay. Alright. Whatever. Another news. Topic 4 is I did, when I was in Chicago over the past weekend, I went to support my sister who was playing at the Symphony Hall. And I also went, incidentally, on Friday night to a Chicago Bulls game for the first time in my life. First time ever attending a professional basketball event. I've been to many a college game. And I do have quite a bit to say here, so not that much time to say it. So it's a lot different, the atmosphere at a pro game compared to a college game. Granted, I don't know. You know, I go to one specific college where we are very, I guess, intimate. Yeah, it's a very God, what word would I use without sounding like the most pretentious person on the fucking face of the earth? It's a very nice atmosphere. Oh, God damn it. Okay, well, that's a touchdown. Yeah, and I can't cut him off, apparently. So, yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. Yeah, so we got records all over the place by a terrible Washington team that I believe won like 4 games that year. But I guess the college setting that I, am accustomed to is a lot different than I don't know if it would be typical or whatever, but you get very into it. To put it into a very short sentence, it gets incredibly loud, and it does get very exciting. There's a lot of emotion running throughout the building basically every night. Outside of the games when everybody's home, but it's different at the pro level because I think there was a certain level of complacency and waiting for the next play. Maybe it's on defense. It was pretty silent on defense. It wasn't that loud. It being an April game isn't that. I don't think that's all that indicative of the real experience at the United Center. Anyway, and a team that has already very well cemented itself in the playoffs. They don't have that much to play for anymore, and I don't know that their seed is set, but they are, they're definitely in the playoffs, and they'll probably be the 3rd or 4th seed in the East if I remember correctly. And they're a good team, so you only really, it did get very intense near the 4th quarter. About the last 2 minutes, it was a pretty close game, and they had a shot. It really looked like they were going to collapse and lose. And I remember, I was around actual Chicagoans, and they were like, God damn it, not this again. And I was like, okay, well, they have a history of doing this season. And when they get down to it, they got, it was a last, really, oh, shit. Ugh. Okay, yeah, that was overthrown. The last real possession of the game for Chicago, somebody, I think it was Aaron Brooks, just kind of took a pretty misguided shot, but it was rebounded by, I said rebounded like a British gentleman there for a second, rebounded by Pau Gasol, and he put it back in, and it did get very, people were going nuts. It was great, and that's the kind of atmosphere you get in the playoffs, I assume, and, I don't know, my mom went with me, and she also had the same kind of statement. It was a different atmosphere. I wouldn't call it complacent, because people were definitely paying attention and interested, but, yeah. The game itself was, honestly, a lot more exciting than, the style that I think you see a lot in college. There's a lot of just, I wouldn't call it standing around, but there's a lot of passing around and just kind of killing time, trying to find a decent shot, driving in, then driving back out. And with 35 seconds, you have optimal time to do all that, to just kind of, to take what comes. With 24, you have to make your own kind of play. There isn't that much time to sit and say, okay, well, what are we going to do next? There isn't a lot of clock to milk. Whereas, oh, shit, I thought I was sacked there for a second. So I got one-on-one in the end zone. There we go. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, nice. So we got 2 timeouts because I was stupid and called a timeout earlier. It is 17-13. It'll soon be 17-14, barring a missed extra point or blocked extra point or whatever. Never count out. This is a special teams staff here on the LA Life. I think the one other main thing was that the level of play was far higher. That's obviously to be expected from professionals, but the game itself, it was a lot more. Guys seemed to really know what they were doing, and there weren't so many moments where a guy would miss a layup off the bottom of the rim or anything like that. Because I've seen that happen. Oh shit, that was big. Yakum. Yeah, I don't know. I still like the college game, and I talked about it for most of the first half of this show, so that happened. But I do prefer the professional game, and I've made that abundantly clear, I'm sure, many times, and I probably sound like a total snob. And if I do, sorry. But, you know, college basketball's fine. It's fun. A lot of people... What do I want to do? Do I want to call a timeout now? So I have more... I believe I've had this issue like at least 4 times on this show over the course of its existence. Assuming I'm going to hold them here at this, you know, to a 3 and out here, which will probably be disproven by the next play. Oh. Hey, okay, Davis actually went down that time. Didn't go through my entire defensive line single-handedly. And yeah, I'm just going to let it go to the 2-minute warning. That way, if they get a first down, I have 1 more timeout. And if they don't, I also have 1 more timeout. That's top-level logic here. If I lived in an NBA city, I imagine I would go to a lot of games. Well, granted, if I had lived in an NBA city and had the money required to attend a bunch of games, I would probably go to a lot of games. Because I had a good time there, and they seemed like they had a very good fan atmosphere. It was a nice crowd. You know, there wasn't an angry crowd or anything like that. It was a little kid sitting next to me, and he was just having a great time. So you know what? I feel good that a kid had a good time. I also had a good time myself as a young adult. It was my first game. It was kind of weird. This kid was like probably 6 or 7 and knew more. You know, obviously not being from Chicago, I don't have that much of a vested interest. I just happened to be in Chicago, which happened to be an NBA city, and if they were playing a hockey game that night, I might have gone to a hockey game and would have a different story for the 4th topic of the day. Holy crap, how long is this going? Not that long. And I said crap. I'm like strong bet over here. That was a really good play, was the one that never works. Put that on our playbook to mess with their minds. 5th one was I might buy the show 15, but I don't have a PS4. I do have a Vita, so I would have the ability to, and I'm just going to see if I can just fucking do that. I can't. So if I bought it, would be on the Vita. They don't have one coming out for the Xbox, I don't think, unless RBI is making a return, which I wouldn't be surprised. Hopefully it's better than the last one. I didn't play 14, but I heard it wasn't that great. There we go. Did he get both feet in? Oh, baby. He got both feet in. I'm just going with whatever John Madden tells you to do. Might be Ask Coach still, so it might be some random guy you're hearing. I don't know. I don't have the speakers plugged in. Or I have my audio cables plugged into the capture card because I figure it's better for your enjoyment than my own. I make certain sacrifices on Sports of the Day. That is one. I might buy MLB The Show. I haven't really played a good baseball game in a while, other than the original RBI, which when I go home back to my house, I will play for a while. RBI is a weird story in my history, just of playing games, because when I first got to college, for whatever reason, that was the one game I played. It was on Nintendo8.com, which was a website I think that started when I was in junior high, and I would go on like all the time. I would go on from Dragon. Oh god, I should have run toward the end zone. I don't know why I went out of bounds. Yeah, that's basically the death knell. Is I made a mistake with a very easy path to the end zone, so I'm gonna mess this up. I'm beating him in total offense too. That's surprising. Yeah, you can't say there's no drama here on Sports of the Day. I mean, you can't say that Kerry Collins isn't going to run on Sports of the Day. Bootleg. Really, Mr. Speed. Kerry Collins, 11 of 21 for 272 yards. Player of the game. I was very dangerously close to unplugging my controller there, too. A little behind the scenes. We got 40 seconds left. I guess I can talk about baseball or something. You know, it's happening. Hope the Royals are good again this season. I don't know how to react, though, if they are. Because I haven't seen them be consistently good, ever. So, like, every time they win, it's a little bizarre for me. And they won their first game yesterday. I went home, and, oh, shit. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. Oh, god damn it, we're going to overtime, aren't we? Assuming I make this field goal. Hold on, I need to have absolute concentration in order to make this field goal. I think I got it. And I did. So it's time for another overtime game here on Sports of the Day. I gotta pick somebody up in 15 minutes, so this might be a three-parter. Real life getting in the way. Unless they, you know, score on this kick return, which I wouldn't be too surprised by. I'm gonna have to think of 2 more topics or something like that. I don't know how I'm gonna get another 5 minutes out of me. Oh my god. This is terrifying. Okay, they got 11 seconds to make something happen. I got time to make nothing happen, really. I just gotta make sure that... oh, shit. Oh, that would have been incredible had... What was that, Stephen Davis get like another 80-yard run? I assume they're gonna run it. Like Chris Brown in his debut single, make him fumble, pick it off, pick 6, touchdown, like that weird. You probably won't see it unless you. I'm just gonna talk about all the stuff I do in this next episode, but so. It is time. We're going to go to a third thing, which will upload on Thursday.